Look at this. Band-aids. Because unlike, unfortunately, most LTs in the world that are being garaged away and waiting till the value rises so it can be flipped, this thing is actually driven. This happened on the Nurburgring, and we didn't replace the bumper because, yeah, as a track car it's gonna happen. In fact, this car currently has, come with me before you think I'm lying, 17.5, almost and a half thousand kilometers on the clock on the left, out of which 3/4 is on the Nurburgring. I dare to bet this is the only one LT that can brag about being used as a track car on the world's most exciting and dangerous racetrack in the world. This car in particular is, as a matter of fact, the fastest BMW M3 E92, of course, because right now you have the GTS, which might come close to this car's record, because this car did 6 minutes 59 officially bridge to gantry. That means full lap would be roughly 7 minutes 20 something, which equals the M4 GTS lap time, or the latest fastest BMW AC Schnitzer ACR2. I don't remember, but it's I believe the AC Schnitzer, the 235, which has a M4 engine swapped in it, has a record with 600 horsepower. But anyway,
when you say it's the fastest, this is the fastest road legal.
Yes, exactly. It's the road legal because, of course, someone can say, "Oh, you're gonna put full slicks on it and GT4 aero kit and this and that," but yeah, or someone from England again, where the road legal laws do not apply, because if you just go to MOT, say, "Hey, I have a steering wheel and 4 wheels, and they're not attached to each other, but I have them." Okay, here's the license plate. That's how, like, it basically works in England. But in Germany, you need to have everything tested, approved, and it's like very, very severe. You know how Germans are. But yeah, fully car built by Team Schirmer, which are famous for being the fastest and the craziest BMWs out there on the Nurburgring. For example, their latest product, the BMW M4, is driving, I believe that, like, they end up in the VLN Endurance Championship overall roughly on 20th place. Mind you, together with GT3 cars, not Porsche GT3, but GT3 class cars, so like BMW M6 GT3, the AMG GT3s, and then there's just the M4. So like I said, naturally aspirated, because there are some videos out there on the internet and this car making a whining noise, and a lot of people, when I published those videos, said, "No way it's naturally aspirated, it's impossible, because why is there a huge intercooler in front?" Well, I'm sorry, dear people who make those comments, but things like that can be intercooler, of course, like you accuse us of, but also oil cooler, the radiator, the diff cooler. So in this case, it's a big front-mounted oil cooler, another intercooler. So as you can see, naturally aspirated 500 horsepower. But yeah, lots of mods on this car. We can talk about this car endless, but we're very proud of having this car in our possession, and most importantly, tracking this car. Not on this type of weather, unless we're gonna put some race leaks in it, which happens quite often. And then I probably saved the best for the last, and it is my own child, my dear toy, Volkswagen Up TSI, or how I call it, sub 7 up, and sub 7 means sub 7 minutes on the Nurburgring. No, it does not achieve it at this point, and it probably will never do unless I'm gonna put like 100,000+ euros in it, because they have a sub 7 minute lap time around Nurburgring. It requires 500 horsepower roughly, or more. For example, one of the latest achievers of doing the sub 7 minutes, which was like 659 or 658, which is Subaru Pro Drive tuned for like €500,000 with 600 horsepower, and then there's the Up with 125 horsepower. So it's just a joke. Don't take me too seriously, people, because racing and driving tracks is serious enough. But so what I did is a chip tuned, put a full, not completely open exhaust, because for emissions we still need to have a race cat in it. So it's now 125 wheel horsepower, Nankang Air 1 semi-slicks, It used to have endless pads, but then they were destroyed in like 30 laps because the car is not really meant to be a track car. That means the car does not come with a traction control switch, so I cannot switch it off. I need to code it out, and this freaking traction control in every turn it was breaking down because they're like, oh, you're going too fast through the corner. You might hurt yourself, grandma. No, this is not a grandma. That's not the typical customer driving this car. There's a mature guy who likes to have fun on the Nurburgring driving. So if you're such technologically advanced, Volkswagen, why don't you put GPS tracker on it and say like, oh, you're on the Nurburgring. Maybe we can switch off traction control. I'm wondering a bit off. But again, the most interesting part again, however, about this car, of course, bucket seats. But look, in the rear, there is something. This actually external reservoirs for JRZ RS Pro suspension. We can have a closer look on the front if you want to. By the way, next week the cage comes and then the harnesses, so that is going to be almost finished. But here again, the RS Pro custom made for Apex. I must say, I know I hate to talk about the money, but usually project cars are about the money and people always want to know how much are you putting money in it, but suspension alone costs half the value of the car, of the new car. So and the new car starts from 12,000 euros, so I'm making jokes. And yes, it's worth it because maybe Nico is kind enough to put a video where, because we unfortunately cannot go on a truck with tracking you today because you have to leave, so you can probably put a video link to Shmi's video where we go on a track.
Yeah, absolutely.
And upset some Ferraris with it. So I cannot show you much of the damage at this point, unfortunately, because the builders are putting new windows in it, and if I take away the cover, it will be all dusty, and it does not have the hood because the hood is taken off. You can see actually the cage, which is ready for the GT86, but the hood is missing the bumper and the kidney grill and the left taillight and the left fender. So overall, just basic cosmetic damage. And again, you can have a look probably on my channel from to see how it looks like. The reason why it's crashed is because of me, and again, I always say no matter what happens, the driver is always responsible. Also in this case, I was driving fast, I was driving too fast. However, I was driving fast enough to have everything under control if something else would not have happened, something which I had not anticipated to. In this case, it was the ABS ice mode. The problem is before entering the curb, the car lifted a bit because it went over a small bump, and then the ABS of the car said, whoa, no grip, ice mode, ice mode, ice mode. And ice mode means like very crazy mode of ABS that does not allow you to brake or to lock up the brakes completely. So when I smashed the brake pedal, it was just went up again. It's like, no, you're not braking, friend, because we have no grip. And I'm like, no, I want to brake, you the shit. And then in the end, the ice mode disengaged at the end of the braking point, actually at the end of the where you already need to start turn, and was almost 180-degree corner. And I'm like, yeah, well, I might as well release the brake and just steer as much as possible now to prevent the full frontal damage. And I managed to avoid, well, to just scratch the front, and that was okay. But yeah, again, my fault, but it's kind of, I would say 70% my responsibility, but 30% the fact that I did not anticipate that this would happen. Because usually I think like, yeah, well, just brake. Don't think for me, car. I have my own brain. But yeah, unfortunately, nowadays, a lot of people require cars to think for them. And that's why it's necessary to have those type of things like traction control on my up that I cannot switch off. ABS engaging ice mode, middle in the summer. Yeah, well, you know, you can probably tell I'm not really pleased with nowadays technology. Not always. No. Turbos are nice.
Would you turn it off?
ABS?
Yeah.
I wouldn't turn it off, but I mean, like old cars, for example, even Tim, for example, drives without ABS. But even the basic ABS setting, without thinking like, let's apply more ABS, it's perfect. I mean, the up has just basic ABS settings. It's just like prevents the wheels from blocking. It does not prevent wheels from blocking even more. So, but again, you could turn it off, because in the past people drove without ABS, no problem. And the only reason why I would not turn off ABS driving the Nurburgring in particular, because I had quite often, unfortunately, again, faster cars with inexperienced drivers with a lot bigger brakes than I have on, for example, the up, and they drive with a GT3 RS in front of me, like, I don't know where this corner goes. They slam the brakes. I'm like, dude, you're not supposed to brake there. And then I really need to brake, and if I wouldn't have ABS, I would be rear-ending them. So there are a couple of situations. So for example, you probably heard like about a month ago there was a very bad crash when someone spilled coolant on a track, and there were like 10 cars or 13 cars involved. So some things just ABS will save you, of course, but sometimes, like in my case, it can also be bad. So if you don't have any external circumstances, then everything's going to be fine. And of course, driving without ABS, I would do it. I mean, I want to drive without traction control. Sure, I always drive without traction control when it's possible. So, but ABS is kind of sometimes.
Not to,
yeah, it's very interesting point. If that would have been a full race, then of course you can drive without ABS. Although not everyone will agree. But, not that aggressive.
Well, thank you very much for the tour.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hope you enjoyed, and again, if you liked it, guys, you're always welcome to stop by at Apex, Hauptstrasse 25, the main street of Nurburg, the main point of Nurburgring. I mean, I know we have the castle, but who cares about the castle?